According to old Hindu scriptures, there are only two symptoms of enlightenment, just two indications that a transformation is taking place within you toward a higher consciousness. The first symptom is that you stop worrying. Things don't bother you anymore. You become lighthearted and full of joy. The second symptom is that you encounter more and more meaningful coincidences in your life, more and more synchronicities, and this accelerates to the point where you actually experience the miraculous. Carl Jung, Swiss psychoanalyst, coined a term, synchronicity, to describe circumstances that appear meaningfully related, yet lack a causal connection. In Jung's words, they prove that a content perceived by an observer can, at the same time, be represented by an outside event without any causal connection. From this, it follows either that the psyche cannot be localized in space, or that space is relative to the psyche. Jung was saying that we live in times where logic reigns supreme, and first barrier a person will have to cross is to acknowledge the paradoxical nature of synchronicities. Let's say you sit in self-reflection and suddenly the whole room fills with sunlight. The light transmutes through the purple curtains and fills the space around you with shining bright light that embraces your whole body. You feel alleviated and almost in tears. From an outside point of view, it makes no sense. And yet, for you that moment was a response. Because just a second before the light would fill your room, you asked the universe in your thoughts, "Will the dark night of the soul ever end?" When we enter into direct communion with the universe, the barrier between outer and inner becomes very thin. The more we engage with the divine, the thinner the line between psyche and reality becomes. That is how synchronicity and manifestation intersect. We start seeing our thoughts manifested in days, even in minutes. Yes, there is still you as an entity, and there is still the seeming universe, but the borders are not fixed anymore. You see messages in drop of water, in wooden bark, in the space between two objects. The communication makes all the fixed barriers fluid. That is how mental realm blends in with the physical realm. Anything is your messenger when your perception is open, and so it begins. Life filled with symbols only you can decipher. The sublime wisdom is ungoogleable. We can only share our experiences with each other and recognize the patterns. To acknowledge without the need to explain, to see the pattern instead of brushing it off as mere mind game. In the end of the video, we will discuss how to understand the messages that synchronicities are trying to convey and how to intensify that experience. This is a book in which Carl Jung goes in most depth about the nature of synchronicities. We often dream about people from whom we receive a letter by the next post. I have ascertained on several occasions that at the moment when the dream occurred, the letter was already lying in the post office of the addressee. According to anecdotal statistics, most of the people have experienced this more than once in a life. You think about a distant person for the whole day, only to receive a message from them in the evening. That is how people tune into each other's energies. Sometimes you see 11:11, and sometimes you unknowingly are that 11:11 moment for some stranger in the supermarket because your t-shirt says, "Dump him or stay strong, never give up." Strangely enough, we are all sometimes divine messengers in other people's lives. Synchronicities mainly speak in three languages. Some of us are drawn to the language of numbers, some to words, and some to images. Our experience of synchronicity often has direct meaning to our mental dialogues. In response, we see answer either in numbers, for example, 333, that encourages to set your plans into actions, words, for example, a word on a car plate or billboard, and visual answer, such as certain pictures occurring on TV or in YouTube video content or Instagram feed. Whatever language we are more open to, we can receive sacred meanings out of it. Synchronicity also seems to provide us with a pointer or window to a higher organizing force in the universe. Whether we consider this in terms of quantum physics or in terms of spirituality, synchronistic experiences can point to a larger context of influence on our lives. This influence often seems benevolent and affirming to those who experience it. Even when current circumstances seem detrimental, we might be more resilient if we have had prior experiences where things seemed meant to be. At the heart of synchronicity is the concept of oneness and interconnectedness. It suggests that everything in the universe is connected in some way, and that these connections can manifest in our lives through synchronistic events. When we begin to see the world through this lens of interconnectedness, we start to notice patterns and connections that we may have previously overlooked. We realize that there is a web of relationships and interactions happening all around us, and that we are an integral part of this cosmic design. Synchronicity serves as a powerful reminder of this interconnectedness. It shows us that there are no coincidences or accidents, but rather a series of meaningful connections that are constantly unfolding. By embracing synchronicity, we can deepen our understanding of the interconnected nature of reality and cultivate a sense of awe and wonder for the world around us. You know how the beautiful joke is ruined by explanation, so is with synchronicity. Let's explore how we can use our will to tune into the harmony and geometry of happenstance, how to live in sync with the world. Firstly, we need to stop seeing synchronicity only as validation or approval. It might feel like a beacon of hope in our mundane life, but there is more. One must let the synchronicity impress her or his conscious and subconscious mind. To fix one's, gaze on it and let it lead you to the A-Boy. Yes, be in awe. Awe is the feeling we get in the presence of something vast that challenges our understanding of the world, like looking up at the millions of stars in the night sky or marveling at the birth of a child. We often think about awe in response to rare and intense events, such as viewing a sunrise over the Grand Canyon or watching Olympians break world records. But awe is also found in the everyday, watching the leaves of a ginkgo tree change from green to yellow. In other words, let the synchronicity get to you. If you let it impress your mind will create and attract more similar experiences. It will intensify whatever made most impression on you. Your eyes will look for patterns, and your whole essence will be oriented towards harmony. That is how awe leads to Satori, and Satori leads to awakening. He who avoids misunderstandings, amused at the play of his own mind, is ever joyful. People usually consider walking on water or in thin air a miracle, but I think the real miracle is not to walk either on water or in thin air, but to walk on earth. Every day, we are engaged in a miracle which we don't even recognize. A blue sky, white clouds, green leaves, the black, curious eyes of a child, our own two eyes. A miracle. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe. It means the world to me. Thank you for watching.